Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you may be watching this transmission. 'Tis I, Mike Martins, bringing you another very special edition of Trends in the Housing Market. Thank you for joining me, everybody. The date today is the 7th of February, 2019. And where I'm sitting right now, it is the 6th of February, 2019, for a couple of more hours. Walking Journeys already in the comment section, guys. Guys, let's. I want to throw out a contest there, out there. Whoever wants to do a jingle for me, a Trends in the Housing Market jingle. Whoever wants to do one for me, make one. I mean, it's so easy. It's very easy to make a jingle. So if you guys don't mind someone getting, maybe a 1 minute, just give me enough time to get ready type of jingle. While I'm getting things ready, I could get a little jingle going for a minute or two, just to give me a little bit of buffer. Yes, Walking Journey put a link to the Christmas video on his community post. See, Walking Journey has a video he made. It's phenomenal. He's one of basically one of the partners of my channel here, because he basically plugs me all the time. He's always talking about my channel on his channel, and and me and him, if we lived closer together, we'd be best friends, man. So let me go to the Walking Journey channel. He's always, and his backstory, I love his backstory. His backstory is so cool, because he left the state of California, and it was just getting too expensive, and he was sick and tired of it. And he basically said, I am done. It's over. So he moved to Texas, bought a bunch of land, and added a few more kids to his family. That's a man right there. That's a man right there. Right there. Looking out for his family. Let's look here under community here. There it is. Oh, I uploaded an extra video from my other channel. Please check it out. Oh, this is so good. I'm going to play this later. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to the Walking Journeys at 5552 subscribers. Metal Gear Mark III in the comments. Real Kevin Thompson, yes, in the house. Trends in the Housing Market, guys. Thanks for joining me. And these are our partners here, partner affiliates. Walking Journey is a partner. Woo! Yeah, ready to kick off. What's going on? Who's going to jail? So if you guys have just jumped into the show or jumped on the bandwagon with Trends in the Housing Market, or you just realized that I have a backup channel that I've been streaming from, that's cool. Nobody panic, okay? And the real Kevin Thompson in the house. Kevin Thompson, my man. Walking Journey also is congratulating me on 8,000 subs, by the way. Thanks, guys. I couldn't do it without you guys. 8,000 subscribers. I got a bit of a voice out there. It's not much. It's not a Mark Dice voice. It's not a Paul Joseph Watson voice. But it's something, right? And everything always starts from nothing. And, yeah, I just want to see what else is going on here in the comments. Yeah, I want to, yeah. Okay, so, sell, and sell with a C. For those that don't know, prison cell. Jail is where they hold you till you go to your court case, or till you're held till you go to court, or released on bond or whatever. That's jail. Okay? Prison is where you do 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 20 to 25. That's prison. That's where they put you away for good. Life sentence, triple life, double life, quad life. So here it is. The West Australian newspaper. This was sent by my man, Sam. He's been following this channel now from Western Australia. Sell, sell, sell. Landmark banking report calls for criminal charges. Okay, guys. I know Australia's been taking tips on what I've been talking about. So, here goes. You're going to have to allow the people to default that were fraudulently written up. When the deal was written up, you're going to have to forgive the people that fall behind, that were fraudulently written up, and that were put into a situation that they thought they could handle because they were pressured or either brainwashed or lied to. The last thing you want to be is lied to. I still remember when I bought my Chrysler 300. The lady wouldn't let us leave the office until we got some sort of bumper-to-bumper insurance on the car. If it breaks down, they'll fix it. You could get the money back after 3 years of using after 3 years of not using the insurance, you get a full refund. Wait, that's great. Guess what happens? 3 years went by. Guess what they told me? You don't get that money. You don't get that money back. You sign on the dotted line here that you refuse the refund. I'm like, I didn't sign nothing. She told me to sign here to get a refund after three years. Yeah, and that's when my wife was pregnant with Antonio, and it was like, really, a man and a woman and a pregnant kid come into the office, and you're gonna pull a fast one like that with stupid insurance, so you could get your stupid commissions, and then people wonder why no one likes them. Guys, just as an announcement that Walking Journey is going to do a live stream on the other channel. His other channel's against the community guidelines. So after this show, jump onto the Walking Journey, make sure he's doing okay. So, every time I hear that story, you know, about I basically bought the car, got this insurance. I was swindled into it. It was only $3,200 something. Losers. I called them back. They said, oh, yeah, it's your fault. It's this, it's that. Not good. Really bad. Really made me mad. Made me hate more, I guess. Or dislike millennials more. Or, you know, there's only so much you could dislike something. But anyways, no live stream according to Walking Journey right now. Here we go, people. Sell, sell, sell. Landmark banking report calls for criminal charges. You see, why do people that break and ruin so many people's lives get away with this? I like how they put this. Royal Commission, special. Western Australia. Who's going to go to jail now? Someone needs to do time. Some people need to do time. Steve the Plumber in the house. Good evening. Gary Medeiros, two-time world champion in the house. Hello, everybody. And there you have it, guys. The front page of Western Australia. It had to come to an end sometime, somehow. I say, and I'm going to tell you straight up, and I'm not playing games. All the underwriters, branch managers, regional managers, district managers, I know somebody's watching this in Australia. You must forgive the people that were written up badly. Half of these loans shouldn't have not been approved. Half of these loans should have been inspected properly. The underwriters are 100% to blame. Why would they go ahead and approve a deal like this and send it back to the branch for approval to come in and sign the documents? Why would they do that? Why would they allow that when they know a deal is going to fall apart? I could look at a credit score. I could look at an application. I could look at the pre-underwritten deal for pending approval. I could look at that and I could tell you this guy's going to fall apart in 3 months. This guy's going to fall apart in 9 months. I give this guy 1 year and he's starving. I would never approve I would never put anything like that on the books. Even if I was to be demoted from regional to district manager, I would never do that. I would never, ever do that. And I'm not trying to say I'm a saint. I'm just trying to say that too many people's lives have been ruined. Westpac, Royal Bank of Australia, these banks need to forgive the bad written deals. There's no way around it. Anybody else that is not that wasn't written up badly, where they falsified pay stubs, where they falsified year-end sales and stuff, where they falsified everything to get that deal on the books. I'm saying to forgive the customer, because the customer's job isn't to know what his total debt service ratio is, or his CGS, or try to find out what his it's not the customer's job, because the customer does his research, but the customer walks in there thinking these guys are going to help me get a house, and it's time I got myself a house and had a family, right? How many people here believe that a lot of the customers, the people that went in there, hardworking families, people that wanted a place to raise a family, people that wanted roots, to lay roots, should be forgiven of their bad mortgage, written up bad mortgages? I say, who gets penalized? I'll tell you who gets penalized. The underwriters. The underwriters need to be shut right down, right in a heartbeat. They need to go back to underwriting courses. They need to understand all the aspects of the deal. They need to understand when the appraisal comes back to look at proper comparables when assessing fair market values. There needs to be a lot. It's not going to be... You start right at the underwriters. Then you got to go to the brokers, because the brokers are the ones that take the applications. And instead of having it the way Australia does it, I would recommend that they do in-branch applications. It's not that complicated. Somebody comes in, hi, I need a mortgage for my house. Oh, that's fantastic. They sit down. You take a full application, okay? They bring in their pay stubs and 2 pieces of ID. Everyone on title. You take the application, okay? Then you don't approve it at the branch level. You don't approve the mortgage right there in the branch. You send it for approval, okay? Then a pending inspection. Then you send the inspector to make sure that the loan will be just as long as the structure's availability. So if the structure is has another 20 years, you can't do a mortgage more than 20 years on a structure that's going to fail potentially in 20 years. Do you understand? So you want to do, what you do is you get your pending application, you pull the credit bureau, you underwrite the deal for the main underwriter. You underwrite the deal. What's the mortgage for? What is the customer expecting? And then you have to write up any bad credits on his credit bureau. What's this R6 for? What's the, oh, my uncle passed away, so I needed some money and whatever, I got screwed over and I couldn't pay the rent. Then you explain that. So when the underwriter looks at the credit bureau, he will say, ah, okay, I got it. That's why he's got this R6 or an R9. Oh, why didn't you pay the cell phone bill? Oh, somebody cloned my phone, and then this and that, and I told him, it wasn't me, and then there was another phone, I wasn't calling these numbers, and then you get an R9, or you get something go to court. Now, the underwriter knows, okay, now I know why he didn't pay his cell phone bill, right? You don't need to go crazy at the branch level when you're taking applications. It could be a simple application, it gets submitted, underwriters look at it, underwriter sends back the instructions and says, we need notice of assessments, we need 4 pay stubs, We need to see bank deposits, print off the bank sheets to show deposits, and then make sure that when we do this mortgage, we pay off one of these credit cards to bring him in line or something. We consolidate a bit of credit for him so that he's not so stretched. That's it. So, Walking Journey is saying, make housing great again. So that's it. Sell, sell, sell. Peter's saying there's about 100 of them. Peter's saying there's hundreds of them going to jail. Too much. Too many people's lives got ruined by this. Too many lives. And I told you guys. Man, I've been telling you guys the same thing, I don't know for how many years now. Woo! Anyways, don't forget to check out The Walking Journey. A little bit of humor for the channel.
Hello everyone. This is Anthony here on The Walking Journey. Let me show you guys. Like, who in their right mind would seriously buy this thing for $100? Look at this. Made in China, cheap. Dude, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen, and I wanted to show you guys. No, seriously, like, this is people of Walmart kind of crap. Why would anybody spend their money on this crap? Let me show you guys something that it could do.
It's Spanish!
See, you can change it to Spanish.
In Español.
It's the most stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Okay, a little bit of humor here. We got too serious at the beginning of the show with some housing discussion. Who's going to jail? Who's going to jail in Australia? That's the question. So Kevin Thompson in the comment section. Peter Otzinger, two-time world champ again, in the comment section. Dom Dada in the comment section. Treeb numbers came out today. And this is, I think this is it here. Oh, this is the REB. Sorry, this is REBGV, Vancouver. Toronto, here we go. Second lowest since the Greatest Depression. Was this? Yeah, Treeb numbers right here. Came out today. I'm covering it right now, guys. Trends in the housing market with your host, Mike Martins. Every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Western Seaboard time. What a night, guys. It's cold out there. It's cold. I got Anthony in the comment section talking to his wife. Flower power. Peter saying, Mike, no one is going to gowl over the Royal Commission. No one. It's a whitewash. Like 2008. Just a few smacks on the hand. Bad boys. It's laughable. Scary. Very scary. The amount of lives. They're going to have to forgive these debts. Should people that were miswritten up for a mortgage be forgiven? People that weren't aware and they threw in a couple of extra home and auto insurance. Let's move. Okay, let's go. Vancouver real estate prices make biggest drop since 2009. Buyers are turning on Vancouver real estate. As the epic run comes to an end, Real Estate Board of Greater Vancouver, REBGV, numbers show prices made substantial decline in January. Falling prices came as a result of multi-year highs. Let's just open her up here. Let's just check this out. We know the story. The price of a typical home in Greater Vancouver is dropping. Report. You remember that teardown? That was on my show the other day. That teardown. $998,000, almost under $1 million for a complete teardown. The price of a typical home in Greater Vancouver is dropping. Reported benchmark composite home costs $1,019,000 in January, 1.23% from the month before. This represents a 4.5% decrease year over year, or 36,900 lower in the city of Vancouver. West fell to 1.262, down 6.9% from last year. Vancouver East fell to 1,025,000. That's 6.3% from last year. Yep, the price drops are real, and the trend appears to be getting worse in the near term. Here it is, people. Look at that. Woof. There it is. There's August, September, October, November, December, January, right there. Boom. And it looks like it's going to get worse, guys. We might get to 2005 housing prices before no time. Back under the $400,000 mark where housing should be. The annual pace of growth is larger and prices down significantly from the peak of 4.5%. And we know this already because we read this 2 weeks ago. Here it is here. There's the Vancouver composite benchmark price change. And it's going to go back, man. I'm telling you guys, this is going to go way back. Greater Vancouver real estate sales fell to 2009. So nothing's selling. Here it is. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We got to put a woo here. Hold on. One more time. And before I do that again, let me show you why. Okay. Listings. Sales. Listings. That's what's for sale on the market up here on the graph. That's what's selling. Listing, sales, listing, sales, listing, listing. Listing, sales. Listings, sales. Not looking good, eh? If you're selling right now. One more woo. Come on, Rick. Yeah, baby. Woo! Yeah, baby. So, we covered this a few weeks ago. We've been covering this for a whole friggin' year, watching this graph completely take off from each other. Listings were removed. Tons of listings removed from the markets requested by realtors. So we got the Lost Canuck there. Mike, a lot of homes in Springwater, 150 home, 25 resales, 5 walkaways, 12 realtors sign, 8 lock boxes, and 8 rentals. New home project started, 2014 summer, 100 vacancy lots, phase 2. Wow. Maybe we should get Mario here to give us a little bit of an angle of what's going on with that. That's our Spanish Santa Claus there, guys. I know it's not Christmas, but for people waiting on the sidelines all these years that didn't buy into this shenanigans, there it is, guys. I mean, if this can't tell you what's going on in the housing market in Vancouver, then I don't know what more I could say, but this is listed, sold, listed, sold, listed, sold, listed, sold, listed, sold. Let's move on. Toronto real estate. These are Trebe numbers today. Maybe we should get Steve on the phone. Maybe Steve should get Skype so we could hear him more clearer. Okay, Toronto real estate sales were the second lowest since the Great Recession. And guys, no, they're not talking about the 1930s roaring tummy 30s where you had the roaring 20s where it was so good, and then in the 30s everyone's stomachs were roaring with hunger. And then we got Gary Medeiros now, who's on a new diet, so we're following that on Facebook. Some company secretary at one of the big banks embezzled $500 large for a holiday. Yeah, and that was a woman. Yep. Yeah, guys, don't forget to check out the Lost Canuck. Guys, please, the Lost Canuck. He's in the comments right now. Can you guys please go to his channel? He's got, just so you know, FYI, he's got some boots on the ground. Let's go to his channel right now, guys. He did some filming on the ground. Kind of give us a little bit of insight here on what's going on. He went on the ground the other day. He's been doing, look, he even saved my video to one of his favorite videos there. Rants and lifestyle. Where is it? Warning, Canada under attack. Okay, let me go to his videos here. Good, he's at 607 subs. Here we go. This is a drive-by. This is Mario DeSetti's drive-by.
Indian couple that bought this home and they lost 100 grand just on when they bought and what it's worth or what they can sell for. So I'm going to turn my phone so you can see. There's houses for sale here, and if you look, all these houses here. Now these houses range from 1,200 to 1,500 square feet, 1,600. And back in 2009, 8, these houses, if they were built and they were for sale, they'd be approximately, I'd say 240 to 265. Okay, right now they're trying to sell them for over 700,000. This is crazy. I just want you to show you how stuffed they are with the little lots and little backyards. If you look behind you, this is what you're getting for 700,000. You're getting a house. Oh yeah, it looks a little neat and dark. But once I come around the corner, there's another 2 for sale. They haven't even moved in. So I want you to take a look. The super's probably on site. I don't want him to catch me. Can't say anything when I'm on the road, but I cannot walk through these houses. So I'm just gonna turn my camera and you can see. This is what we're getting, people. We're getting to a point where these houses have been sitting. So, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. A lot of them are occupied, they say. And there's actually, hold on a second, and actually, there is a house that says occupied and they have a box on it. So meaning it's for sale. And if you look, this is the problem on new subdivisions. If you don't see a for sale sign, doesn't mean nothing. But when you see a box in front of that door, that's what you get. You got another house on the listing. So let's take another drive around. I just want to see if I see any more boxes. And there's already 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 and 8 is 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. There's about 40 to 45 homes right now on this subdivision. And there's already 4 for sale, 5 for sale, 5 for sale. So I'm just checking if I see, oh, there's another one. There's another box in front of the house. Look at that.
Minga Jack. You see what I'm saying, guys? Yep. Mario, boots on the ground in Barrie, Ontario. Jeff O'Toole says, stupid boomers have been trying to wait this out for the last 2 years. They're going to be listing this spring. Bring it, greedy baby boomers. We don't have much this spring happening, so... Alright, let's kick off some Toronto real estate. Oops, we have it open here. Oops, I'm just so silly. Toronto real estate sales were the second lowest since the Great Recession. Buyers demonstrated they are still exuberant, but there's a lot less of them. Toronto Real Estate Board TREB numbers show prices climbed in December, but are off peaks. The month also came in a multi-year for inventory and the second fewest sales in 11 years. That sales number is likely to be revised to the lowest, but that's for later on. To the prices. So let's go on to the prices here. That's what we want, the meat and potatoes. The price of typical home across the Greater Toronto is down from peak, but higher year over year. TREB reported a benchmark price of $761,000 800 in January, up 2.7% from last year. The City of Toronto reached 840,100, up 5.6% from last year. The vast majority of gains attributed to the condo apartment segment. Again, I was on my show last night, where I did Mr. Watson, Bradley Watson, if you guys know who he is. He was on my show. He was on my channel last night, and we had a discussion about that. And we actually good evening, good morning, good night, wherever you may be watching this. Very cold sales, spring sales, big bargains, and all this happening, and nobody was coming out for auctions in the Southern Hemisphere. What do you expect to be happening in the Northern Hemisphere, especially in Toronto?
Yeah, it's an interesting question, because last year when we came through this spring, even in some of my video contents around that time, was trying to figure out when things would pick up, right? In fact, we had a really late spring, but last year, 2018, was easy to blame on the prior year because all the data was comparing against the crashing market, right? Because we were comparing against 2017. This year is interesting because now we're comparing it against a relatively, as much as you can, normal market. So
they're calling it a normal market again in Toronto, coming from our real estate agent on the ground there in the Greater Toronto, in Toronto proper and the Greater Toronto area. The annual pace of growth is tapering across all regions, and the numbers are still down from their peak. Trebe's annual price growth, 2.7%, is down a month before almost half of it was last year. Dorito with the city's numbers. It's called Ditto. I like saying Dorito. Trebe's prices are also down 6.68% from the peak reached in May 2017. The city is just 100 below the peak reached in 2018. So there it is there. So there's the change. This is Greater Toronto benchmark price change. So this is the flat line. This is when it goes down, and it basically resuscitates a bit when people jumping into the market thinking it's the best time to buy. It's almost like a heart rhythm, and then it goes back down again, and then it goes up, and then it goes down, 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 down. Then it goes up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, down, down. And that's what's happening with the stock market right now. It goes up, everyone jumps on the market, everyone times the market, and then it goes down, 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 down. And then that's when people start losing. That's why I got out of this market, because I don't even know where the heck is. I don't even know if they're tricking or treating, man. I can't tell you if they're tricking or treating. So, Steve, Gary, this is only the beginning. Stay tuned for the latest news when I call in. And then What Do You Watch says, Steve has the hot scoop, he says. Jeff O'Toole says, you can feel desperation if you read the Globe. Everyone in the industry is compliant. Ooh, awesome. He is putting on a god face. No, which god? Always tricking Mike. Mike Martins, when the housing crisis disappears, will you end trends in the housing market? Oh no, there's always going to be housing discussion, whether it's fighting homelessness, whether it's creating affordable housing for the for working poor, you know, talking about people in subdivisions, talking about, you know, it's Wednesday nights. I mean, I'm free. There's always something happening in the housing market. All right, here we go. This part right here. This is the part we need to talk about right here. The median sale price for a home across Greater Toronto made improvements. Trebe reported $650,000, up 4% from last year. The City of Toronto reached $647,000, up 10.3% last year. Once again, the rise is largely due to the rise in condo apartment cities. So, again, with Bradley Watson, I explained to him, and he agreed with me.
Toronto, even now, it's still tough finding things.
Okay.
Gap happening between the condo and the freehold, and now that's closed. So
let me see if I got the question here for him.
Weren't changed. Picked up was that same foreign buyer tax of if there's a housing shortage, because I'll tell you, when I look at condos from the
I can't find it, guys.
Other way.
Condo market always do well. It did well in Vancouver once the foreign buyers tax went in. And in Toronto, once the foreign buyers tax get in, because of the fear of FOMO, fear of missing out. So a lot of the Canadian proper, like, you know, 2nd, 3rd generation Canadians want to jump into the market for the fear of not being able to own in their own country.
Right. True.
And that's what drove that market up super high. Now, you know what the Washington State implemented as a law for now people for foreign investors? Oh, we're not going to put a foreign investors tax. What we're going to do is now when they arrive, they're going to have to declare where the money comes from. That's it. Sales went down. Kaboom. Yeah. So what happened is basically the condo market got hot because of FOMO, and people jumped onto the cheaper product, whether it's townhomes or condos, right? So that's Toronto right there, and basically in a nutshell. The condo market's always going to be driving it up because you're always going to have people that feel that the markets won't go down. Greater Toronto new home sales fall to 2008 levels. Inventory up 38%. That is not good, and this goes back to this again, guys. These are your total sales. Yeah, that's not. Look at 2008, the last crash. We're going back to 08 numbers. It's in the writing, people. It's on the wall. It's in the sky. It's between the lines. It's stink on a pig. It's there. There it is. There you have it, people. So you got 16. Look at that. Look at 16 in Toronto. Look at the anomaly. Then 17. And then now. See how everyone jumped on still on the condo market? Look at 16. Man, oh my God, we're never going to buy. We got to get a condo. We got to get a condo. We got to get a condo. Give me a condo. Give me the Stratophys. Woo! Get in there and then boom. Look at that. Look at 17. I'm not buying nothing. One more time, guys. It's got to go. Woo! Woo! Yep. Yeah, we got the Spanish singing Santa there at the Walmart with Walking Journey. The Lost Canucks.
They don't want to give you guys the scare tactic, but there's actually, look, another one. There's another one for sale. So we have 1, 2, 3 on the other side, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 houses, and I'm just counting. 7 houses for sale. 8. There's another one for sale right there. There's a box. There's a box. 8.
So 8 out of 40 so far. Well, we'll leave them counting those numbers in the meantime. We'll go back here. Greater Toronto new home inventory rises 38%. That is the key right there to this crash. There's a SHI ton of new inventory on the market. Total inventory available for sale. Whatever happened to supply and demand? If you don't buy in this market, you'll never get to own anything. Just looking at the comments, guys. New homes to see falling prices in the future. I'm not even going to read that because they are. Here are your sales to active. Hasta la vista, baby. No good. Graphs are showing people waiting on the sidelines to start a family, people waiting on the sidelines, you know, to start a life.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Yeah, hasta la vista, baby. So, what's going on, guys, in the comment section? What do you guys got going on?
You want to play guys? Okay.
Oh, this is the housing market right here in a nutshell.
Okay. Do you want to play rough? Okay. Say hello to my little friend.
There you go. There's the housing market in Toronto. And Vancouver. So don't forget to check the interview with Bradley Watson.
Any spoken word of international is killing real estate markets. And the U.S. is volatile. The U.S.
Yeah. So don't forget to check out the interview I did with Bradley Watson yesterday from Watson Estates, Toronto real estate agent. I asked him some pretty good questions. I didn't grill the guy, but I asked him some questions. I was kind of soft, but I wanted to hear from him, you know. Everyone's talking about George Soros is in jail. Or was it in Switzerland, guys? 7 years ago. There's nothing here. I'm not seeing anything here, guys.
Okay. Uno. Say hello to my little friend.
I like those sound effects. Stuff rebounding off the walls. Okay, Vancouver home sales fall nearly 40% in slowest January in 10 years. Benchmark drops to $1 million bucks, $19,000. $1,019,000. And that's what's happening, folks. Vancouver's once red-hot housing market continued to cool last month as the number of home sales fell to the lowest level seen in January in 10 years. That is a whole decade. Okay, so we have a link here from The Walking Journey. And we shall see.
Okay, good.
So this, it's on Bloomberg? Oh, I don't know what's happening with that. That's some old lady talking there. We'll see if it's on the fake news. I don't know if the fake news is trying to hide it or what's going on. We'll look at that in a second. I don't want to get my channel flagged because I know Scarface won't flag my channel, right? So I like Scarface.
Okay. Do you want to play rough? Okay. Uno. Say hello to my little friend.
Got Anthony commenting here in downtown Detroit. Let's move on. Toronto Real Estate urges OSFI to revisit the stress tests. Again, they want to get rid of the stress testing because no one's qualifying. Nobody is qualifying for mortgages anymore on the ground. And we got Terry Broderick in the comments saying that Durham housing is in bad shape. Kevin Thompson says sales are up. And Steve the Plumber saying prices are already dropping. Peter Oetzinger says Ottawa, Canada has begun resettling hundreds of people rescued from slavery in Libya. Immigration Minister says. Jeff O'Toole says, what about immigration, Mike? 100,000 newcomers. We'll talk about that on Mike in the Night. We got to be careful what we talk so not all my videos get flagged. And I got to be careful, guys. I got to be very careful, guys. I understand. I know what's going on, guys. We all know what's going on. If you're sitting here watching me talking about housing for like 3 hours, you know what's going on when it comes to, not because I'm telling you what's going on, you know what's going on around you. Like I'm talking internationally. You know what's going on everywhere. You know what I'm saying? The Lost Canuck is saying realtors are applying on high EI and applications to the Home Depot. Why do you watch this? I know you know what's going on, Mike. Do you know that you know what's going on? Do you know I know that you know what's going on? Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Okay, man, you know what I'm saying, right? Okay, Toronto. So what is going to happen if they remove the stress testing? The B20. They call it the B20. They're urging policymakers to get rid of it, and this B20 was put in to protect the Canadian proper.
And second-guessing the rules. The top banking regulator in the country, OSFI, took the unusual step this week of defending itself on mortgage rules. Those tighter rules, which were put in place a year ago, have pretty much done what they were designed to do. They've forced lenders to be more thoughtful about a borrower's ability to pay a loan back should interest rates rise. That's important, since in our system, many mortgages are insured by a government body, CMHC, which is backstopped by tax dollars. And when a housing market correction causes mass defaults, it can have terrible consequences, not just for those homeowners, but for the whole economy. So your neighbor's ability to cover its mortgage under different rate scenarios really is your business. But while the regulator said the rules have worked, it seemed also to crack open the door to loosening them again. The federal government also has homeownership in its sights. Expect the spring budget, a pre-election document that will probably be full of goodies, to address affordable homeownership for millennials. But both efforts may be focusing on the wrong players. My takeaway? A thoughtful approach to housing policy is one that puts the risk of mortgage default squarely where it belongs. On the homeowner, sure, but also on the lender making the loan.
Okay, they're not probably understanding. I'm going to say this in English, and I'm going to say it in a bunch of languages. You need to lower prices. Affordability is out of reach. Tú necesitas bajar el precio. Está muy caro por la media clase comprar. Você precisa baixar os preços para deixar o povo da media class comprar algo. So I have to say that in a bunch of languages because obviously, for some reason, English is not like maybe a language that computes in the brain. Maybe you say it in Spanish or something or Portuguese and they're like, whoa, what did this guy just tell me? I'm not just gonna, They need to lower prices or they're going to have to raise wages 70%. And then when they raise our wages 70%, guess what happens? Then we can afford to take vacations again. We're about to buy a cottage, buy a third car, do all the things that we used to do back in the 70s and 80s. Yes. Yeah. PC principal in the house. Portuguese sounds like Eastern European language to me. Yeah, people are house broke. So instead of removing the stress testing and then allowing people to qualify. Hey, I didn't qualify for my building. I was short 34 grand. They said no. I said, okay. I'm going to rethink my strategy now. All right. Let's put a little woo in here before we go to the next article. So let me know in the comments below, should they scrap the foreign buyer's tax? This is a really good one, guys. This is from the United States of America. America the Brave. They're crying about 30% of income in Miami. Try 70, 80% income in other cities in Canada and the UK and Australia. In Miami, around 45% of households are cost burdened, meaning residents spend more than 30% of their income on rent. Up Vancouver, I know people paying 70% of their income towards rent. They eat cardboard for dinner. They go buy some cheese, they heat up the cardboard, and they actually eat that with tomato sauce on it. I'm not going to tell you who did that because Piper will get mad at me, and Piper will be upset if I told people that he did that. So, Steve the Plumber wants to call in. I am going to finish this story off here real quick before we get him on, and then we're going to head off to Australia after. And this is an important one there in the United States. West Coast shifting to a buyer's market, and that's the West Coast of the United States because the United States was completely bought out 2008, 2009, just after the market crashed, a lot of foreign investment went in to swoop up the undervalued housing. Building more affordable housing units in the metros that are centers of innovation will increase demand for the warehouses and that fill houses and increase productivity. Housing is a big part of American story and innovation, productivity, and economic growth. Oh, it's the Last Canuck. Hello? Who the hell is this?
Hello?
Are you there?
Can you hear me, buddy?
Can you hear me? There's Mario there. He's trying to get his mic working there, or his headphone there working, or his earmuffs there, or headset. I don't know if he could hear me.
Mike, you hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you, buddy. Can you hear me? That's the question.
I can't hear you, man.
Yeah, call the cops.
Hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you, dude.
I don't hear you at all.
What did you do to your computer, dude? Did you drop it?
Oh, man. Sorry, buddy.
Call me back.
I can't hear you.
I'll call him back right now. So we got Mario. I think he's outside the McDonald's there. Hold on. Yo.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I couldn't hear you before. Sorry, man. I had to call you before I go crash.
Yeah.
Anyway, I went to a site. I'm going to be posting a video probably tomorrow. I taped it today. It's in Springwater. It's approximately about 150 houses. They're big homes. These are not small homes. It's just a little bit north of Barrie, west. Anyways, this site started in 2014 in the summer. They were selling like crazy, and they jumped. They jumped like 50-60% prices a year later. People were still going crazy in 2016. All of a sudden, 2017, it started slowing down because affordability started taking effect because these prices were a little higher than average.
Yeah.
And after that, I decided, because my mother-in-law lives down the street, I said, let me take a drive. There was about, Mike, I swear to you, there must have been 20 boxes on the doors. Now,
was that the video I just showed everybody?
Yeah, I got the video. I'm going to try. No, I haven't uploaded it yet because I'm having a hard time with YouTube right now. So I'm going to do it slowly and get it out there so people can check it out. They actually have about 5 of them from builders that are selling. Houses are complete. Move in. So that means there's 5 walkaways. Mm-hmm. Because model homes are there. There's one in the front, one in the back. These are not model homes. These are people that either couldn't qualify or they just walked away from the deposits. So they didn't use a real estate. So everybody you know and I know and everybody that's followed you, if you put up 30 for sale signs on one street, that's going to create chaos.
It's going to cause heat. It's going to cause heat and it's going to cause panic.
That's right. So they've already, and there's so much vacant lots. They haven't even they only put the water in and the sewer. They haven't even put the gas line in. And that's been going on since last March. So I've been in this industry. You drive by, there's trades in there, very minimum trades, finishing some of these houses. That means either they're not sold and the other ones they're not building. So people have to understand, when you got a builder, let's not even take the one that Steve's going to mention it. I'll let him tell you that builder. They own the land. But most of these builders do not own the land. They're under a developer. So they have to pay so much premiums per month even if they don't sell. So they're not going to build more. As you say, they need demand, or else they're going to end up paying out of their pockets and they're going to lose their shirts. Because right now they got houses sitting. Mm-hmm. So this is where, you got Mr. I don't even want to mention the guy's name that keeps saying the houses are going up. These are not a matter of houses going up. We don't understand $3 billion in home equity. Okay?
Whoa. 2.3 billion pesos?
Financing. Because
I needed 33 grand. They wouldn't touch me.
No, they won't. I'm in the same boat because I've always been self-employed.
Right.
So you have to go to a B lender or somebody's going to get and pay more interest.
I'd rather deal with the Mexican mob.
Yeah, that's probably you're probably damn right.
Yeah,
it's true. It's true. But anyway, that's what's happening, and I think a lot of these banks want their money back now because now they're at the edge where they have to get this money back because the house is not worth what it was when they got their financing done. They don't have enough equity.
Can you do me a favor? What do you want to say to the real estate agents that were telling people that if they didn't buy now, they'll never own anything?
Steve, the plumber, that hang on, man. This roller coaster is about to hit the bottom. Hang on
or leave town.
No, hang on, because I think what's going to happen is people don't realize, Mike, I've been preaching this, and you know I've been preaching this. It's not just the housing market.
It's the pensions.
It's pension funds that are out there that are getting destroyed. There's going to be one big article that's going to be coming out soon. I'm actually working with one of the Toronto Star reporters right now. I can't mention why, but I'm just telling you when it comes out, I'll let you know.
Can you put me in there and do a name bomb, please?
Yeah.
Mike Martins, man.
Yeah, because what's happening right now is pension funds are way underfunded. We still haven't even got a clarification of Sears yet. What's going to happen with those shareholders? Who's going to get that money backed up? Because they already decreased their pensions 30%, and we're going to see what everywhere else. Look at GM. We don't even know what's happening with GM. Everybody's trying to fight to keep them here. They already put the big ad in the Super Bowl. I don't know if you saw it. Mm-hmm. You know, and GM was trying to avoid them from putting it on the Super Bowl. So what's going to happen if GM decides they're going to leave? This is it. It just, I don't know where to start sometimes, Mike. It's too many things coming at once. Mm-hmm. It's too many things coming at once. But what I think is what you said, you're asking me, those real estate agents should look in the mirror and see if they can lie to themselves before they go and tell other people what they think. Because to me, it's a lie.
I couldn't believe when I saw that one video and they were making, the real estate agent was specifically targeting me and the other network, Forma Fist Network, and he was specifically targeting us and saying that these guys were bought out of the market, and then these guys did this, and then they cherry pick articles and to scare people. And now they're starting to realize that their articles aren't going anywhere, and housing is still going strong. Now he changed his story. Oh, you know, if you bought in Yaletown or you bought in this city back in 2004, you should be okay today.
Yeah.
2004.
Yeah, if my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle. Yes.
Yeah.
But the real estate, they already know my name up here. A lot of the builders, when I walk in, they look at me and they just, oh, here's the Canuck that's lost. You know, I don't mind. I guess I get under their skin and I love it in one way. But in reality is, if you go to a subdivision, I tell everybody, you go to a subdivision like the first one I did, maybe you'll see 5 houses, 4 houses the most for sale. But when you see 10 to 12 on a little 2 streets, there's a problem.
That's how it was when I was in parts of Florida. I would drive down some side streets and stuff where the houses were, and every house had a for sale sign on it. Not every, but 1 in 2 houses had one.
Here's one for you, Mike, and nobody's ever mentioned this. Never mind the real estates. How many builders are going to shut down?
Oh, there's all kinds. And you know what the problem is with that? Is a lot of those builders that do file for bankruptcy and stuff, people can't go after them for damages later.
No, you can't. They're done. They're done. Even if it's a big builder, people don't understand. When they open up subdivision, I said it from my previous videos.
Yes, you did. Yep.
Yeah, they're under a different corporation, so they're all different. You cannot sue the actual company name or builder. You have to sue where you bought from. So they're protected in one way.
I got dumb data in the comments saying Trafalgar and Dundas Street, Oakville not selling.
That's the one Steve is on. Steve, I think he said third line in Dundas.
Oh, third line.
Yeah, he told me.
That's how my dad says it, third line.
Third line?
Third line.
Third line.
Yeah. So, okay. what else? What else? I like those videos with you driving around. You know, it's.
I'm gonna put one out tonight. I'm trying to put the other one out tonight for the spring water one.
But what's the problem with your YouTube? What's YouTube doing to you now?
Well, just because I said something about certain high deep state person, and then all of a sudden it's there. That's who started that on your channel.
Oh, about GS?
Yes, correct.
Good old GS. Ah, well, yeah. He's old, but you know what? He's still up to no good, eh?
I know.
Good old GS.
The old GS is right. That's about it, buddy. Just walking, and then we're gonna do one in Bradford.
Can you get one of those glasses that you could put? That you have the glasses. They're glasses, but in the middle there's a little camera, and no one could see the hole, the lens. It's tinted, and you could go in and start recording. It does audio and everything.
You're kidding.
I have a pair upstairs. You plug in the USB on the side to charge it, and battery lasts about 1 hour.
Okay.
And, yeah, here I'll even bring it up on. I'll bring it up right now on Google, so you guys can see what it looks like. So if you're doing some undercover work for the Mike Martins channel or the Mario DeCetti's Lost Canuck channel, here they go. Spy glasses. This is what they look like, guys. If you want to see what they look like, they range from. So a lot of them have a camera inside. This one right here, $69. There's the camera lens on the side there.
Right on.
So you got a camera lens on the side. Here's another one. It's got the camera, audio, everything.
Beautiful.
Look at that. You could put that on. No one would know. Walk around like you own the show. There's even sunglasses. This one has earplugs with it.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, this one you could touch your ear once in a while and pretend you're talking to the CIA. Yeah.
Talking to Trump.
Yeah, here's built-in lens one. This is the one in the middle. This is the one I have. And
I wanted before I go. Did you watch the State of the Union last night?
Yeah, I did. Partial. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Good.
Did it make you cry?
Oh, it made me so happy. I went to sleep like a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Like a baby.
Okay.
Anyway, I want Mr. Steve the plumber to call. He called me today. Actually, he called me last night late, but I didn't pick up. And then he told me what was going on. So he talked to you already, he said. But I'll let him tell you the story. It's an amazing story.
Sure.
Amazing story. You have a good night, buddy.
Yeah, you too. God bless. Say hi to your wife. Say hi to your wife.
You too. And I'll get that video running, and I'll do one this weekend so you can see Bradford.
Okay. Thanks, man. Shout-outs.
Take care, buddy.
Okay,
Ciao.
bye. Good night. That was Mario DeCetti's The Lost Canuck.
Say hello to my little friend.
Before we go to the next level, I want to thank Josh Sawartsky and Ricardo Lopez for sending me a donation. Thank you so much for making this transmission possible. And anyone that donates will get their name on air. You will be acknowledged. Say hello to my little friend. All right, so this is it. Jobs for America, workers in motion, and economic growth. So this is it, guys. This is what they want to do in the United States. They want to increase production. They believe in the United States that affordable housing leads to good family upbringing, leads to laying roots and American values. And you can still pick up something in Florida for under $170,000, $225,000. You go buy a nice detached home with. There's still places in Florida you could still lay roots and have a family. Oh, look, there's FU. I haven't seen FU in so long. He's in Riversdale, California. Waddy Watch. Waddy, you want to call in, buddy? Tell us what's going on, Waddy Watch. I know you're talking about Trafalgar there. Trafalgar and in Oakville, third line, I think you said. Then we got Steve wants to call in too. All right, whoever wants to call in, please do so. You know my Skype. It's Steve the Plumber. Two-time world champ Steve the Plumber. Let me put you on speaker here. Steve, when are you going to get to the Times and get yourself a Skype account? It's free.
I promise by next Wednesday I'll have a Skype account in place, and I'll add to it.
Yeah, everybody on the show is on it. I have all the people from the show are on my Skype. If I need to contact Peter, if I need to contact Evan, I need to contact like anybody, like almost everybody in the comments, Walking Journey, they're all on my Skype.
All right, good to know.
Yep. So, Stevie, you said you got a story for us. What's going on, bud?
Well, it just so happens that I think Mr. Kevin Thompson's going to be a little disappointed with the story because Mattamy Homes is having a real hard time. They have a glut of inventory in the Oakville area to the point where they are only releasing 2 to 3, max 4 houses at any given time in certain subdivisions that are already fully occupied. And these houses are fully built, ready to move in. You can basically close on these houses as fast as your solicitor or your lawyer can do the mortgage and, pull title, do what you need to do.
Continue.
That said, currently right now, I think it was Dom Data had made reference to this. Currently right now, in the
Trafalgar and Third Line.
Or Third Line, Dundas, whatever you want to call it. These houses in 2017 were being sold, and these are large homes. These are 3,700 square feet, 45 by 90 foot lots. Were being sold for $1.92 million. Currently, right now, Organized Real Estate has them listed. It's the same brokerage, acting on behalf of Mattamy Homes, is selling their inventory or attempting to sell it off, and they're getting about $1.3 million on average.
How much? Again, 1.3.
So what was $2 million is now selling for about $1.3 million, plus or minus 50 grand.
Okay, Dumb Data is saying Mattamy builds before they are sold.
Sorry, say that again?
Dumb Data in the comments said Mattamy builds before they are sold. They have the capacity to do so.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty sure if they're smart about it, they're going to change their outlook on that because that just doesn't make any sense. Before, when things were hot, they would build and do what they needed to do. He's absolutely right. I have reason to believe that they're going to change things and change them pretty quick. Now I know Peter and his son, Mattamy, they have extremely deep pockets. They are the largest builder in North America. They are building down in Florida right now.
Okay, so that reminds me of Green Park Homes.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, if you remember who Green Park Homes was, they were a big builder. They're the biggest in America for a long time.
Say hello to my little friend!
Round 2. Now what's going on? What else is going on with that?
So, basically, when we spoke the other night, I had called you, or you had called me, and I couldn't take the call because there was a homeowner freaking out, or an ex-homeowner, because in that subdivision, that exact subdivision that we're making reference to, regrettably, his house was repossessed. I was involved with the repossession. And it may, in fact, hit the news because he recorded everything as it went down.
Oh, so you're telling us you might be on the news?
He's definitely going to put it all over social media, from what he said, and he is going to put it out to the news world and see who bites and who wants to go ahead and air this. I highly doubt that they will air it, simply due to the fact that they don't like to air negative things.
Well, of course they don't want to. They don't want to create fear.
He bought for $1,970,000. He had this all stemmed from his home equity line of credit, which was maxed out, from what he told me. And I guess they went ahead and ultimately called his home equity line of credit. And I guess gave him the 60 or 90-day golden handshake. He couldn't come up with the money. And ultimately, it being secured underneath the house, they moved in to secure their position. They also secured their position simply due to the fact that this gentleman obviously didn't have the equity that he thought he had. He put about 30 or 35% down, which basically, doing the rough math, when you take his home equity line of credit of $120K, that was basically maxed out to his down payment on $2 million, and where the house is actually worth today on the market. Not what it's appraised for, because it was appraised for much less. I saw the appraisal. He's basically underwater.
Oh yeah, 500 large, right? Or 600 large plus the line of credit.
Absolutely.
That's a lot of overbite, dude.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Mattamy Homes is going to continue to try to sell off their stuff because they are a business. But make no mistake, they are a business, and they also, they say that they sold out in Brampton. Well, they only had 25 lots because they only released 25 lots, and they also lowered the price on these houses that were once selling for about $850,000 to $950,000. You can now get a detached. Same house about a year ago was going for approximately $150,000 to $200,000 more.
So they're taking that loss. I don't think they're taking the loss because, you know, like the Opal Towers in Sydney, there's a lot of problems with the manufacturing and cutting corners, and a lot of problems also with the materials being used. So I think these builders are still not losing their shirts yet. The big ones aren't. The big ones are not losing their shirts as of yet.
No, they're not. They're absolutely not. They can afford to still sell, what was $850,000, $900,000 for $100,000, $150,000 less, and still make money.
Well, you know why, Steve? Because it's only been 2 years, and the price of material did not shoot up from $400,000 a house to $800,000 in the matter of 2 years. That's virtually impossible.
Or, had a backdoor agreement with the developer. Mattamy Homes owns the land, or basically teams up with somebody that owns the land, and basically is in partnership with them. And that's what happened in Brampton.
Mm-hmm.
So that said, the cost of materials did not rise, with the exception of, I would imagine, your steel and aluminum tariffs. But, houses aren't really made out of steel. There's steel beams and
wood's plummeting. Soft lumber is plummeting in price, so there's no excuse for it's actually going down in value. So there should be no excuse for these big builders because they buy at market values, right?
Yep, absolutely.
They don't buy what we buy when we go to the Porn Depot. They actually get fair market value for their products because they buy in bulk.
Yeah, absolutely. So at this point, if anybody's guessed what's going to happen, they're going to have to compensate all these people. But furthermore, I'd love to see these people go ahead and try to close on these properties shortly as they become ready for occupancy. And all these banks are going to do a quick snip check, and all of a sudden, they are no longer worth what the contractual obligation on that agreement of purchase and sale is. It's now worth $150,000, $200,000 less. Well, you know what? People are going to start getting, their mortgages are going to start, to get declined.
Well, Steve, the problem is the insurance company won't insure a house $200,000 over value.
Right, and any bank lend on a property that the value isn't there. What's the point of being in the first position for the purposes of securing your money or lending out when you're lending out on a property that isn't worth the money?
Mm-hmm.
You may as well go to the casino.
Yeah, you might as well. Yeah, we might as well do that. So you see what I'm saying? Who's going to insure the property? Who's going to insure the property, and who's going to give the financing to something that's underwater? That's the problem.
I absolutely agree. So at this point, we're in for a hell of a ride. I'm sure that Mattamy, probably doesn't have a problem selling their condos. That's only because people can afford them. And Mattamy does do a pretty awful build. I've been through these houses. They're not built very well. Like from a carpentry or finished carpentry standpoint, flooring, whatever, a guy like Mario DeSetis, two-time world champ, would walk in there and he would absolutely be disgusted with the finishings. These guys couldn't marry up a miter joint if their life depended on it.
Hopefully in the summer, Mario said he's going to come visit me. Maybe if he comes for a week or two, I can get him to do some upgrades here in my house. Maybe he could help me out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm thinking.
And no, Kevin Thompson, the investors buying them with their heat locks. No, sorry, the investors have left the building.
Yeah.
All those speculators, they're all gone. They're not using their heat locks because there's new provisions put in with the heat lock regulations that you can't use your heat lock for the purposes of a down payment on a second mortgage or a second property, I should say.
Okay, hold on, Steve. Steve, I'm going to put a clip for Kevin Thompson.
Okay. Do you want to play rough?
You want to play rough?
Okay.
Yeah.
Say hello to my little friend.
There you go, Kevin Thompson. Say hello to my little friend, because that's what's going to happen to the housing market.
Absolutely. Kevin, please don't make me tell Mike to pull out an article to quash what you're saying. You're going to look like a dummy.
Well,
anyways,
Kevin Thompson, he's still, trying to fit in with the rest of us, but he's trying to fit in with the rest of us, so, he's making his way. He's doing all right. He's been okay lately,
Absolutely. Oh, that brings me to my next point. Thank you very much, the real Kevin Thompson. He says you can spend your heat lock on whatever you want. No, you can't. Not anymore. Just you wait. There's some new information coming down the pipe. Mike, we had already discussed this.
Mm-hmm.
So currently right now, the banks are going ahead and taking a overview and sampling current heat locks that are maxed out at approximately 80% or more, and making the minimum interest payments or whatever, so on and so forth, and being done with it. So if you've misused it for the purposes of buying another house, okay, or lending it out to somebody else for the purposes of financing another project, or buying a house or something along those lines, or you're using it for business use, you're contravening the rules and regulations surrounding the heat lock. In other words, the fine print, Mike.
Yeah.
That directly results in them calling your heat lock. And they will do it. They are starting to do it because they know what's coming down the pipe, and they need to secure as much capital as they possibly can.
So how does this... how do you think a lot of people, because I think like 80 or 90 people, 90% of the mortgages out there have HELOC mortgages, second mortgages on their properties. And there's apparently, from what I've heard, third and fourth mortgages.
Well, Rob McLister from RateSpy was on CNN today.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess organized real estate was crying. And boy, oh boy, it was organized real estate. When I say that, real estate agents all over social media today, they're like, oh yeah, stress test's going to be leaving, so on and so forth. Well, you know what? That kind of sort of lasted about 24 hours. And I would say approximately 10 hours ago, it was quashed. And OSFI basically said, we're standing by the stress testing. It's not going anywhere unless rates rise considerably. Rob McLister, basically from RateSpy, or RateHub.ca, I should say. He's the founder. He was on BNN. They did a podcast. He was down in Florida, in Naples, Florida, and he basically said exactly what was released by OSFI today, saying the stress test is here to stay. We may revisit it in the event that interest rates rise. In other words, once they get to the neutral rate, and we're comfortable, and a lot of the risk has been removed from the market. In other words, enough people have either defaulted, and we've prevented enough people from not entering the market because they're not qualified enough, and they shouldn't be in the market to begin with. They should be merely renting. Then we'll look at revisiting the stress test, revising it, lowering it, or something along those lines.
Okay.
But in actual fact, Rob McLister went ahead and said that there's even more regulations coming down the pipe. And we had talked about this on a few weeks ago on your show, that OSFI putting out new stuff. And I didn't want to say it because it was privileged information, but Rob McLister went ahead and said it today, that these guys with heat locks, whether their names are Kevin or Bob or Steve or Mike, these guys with heat locks that are making minimum interest payments only, that is probably going to stop. In other words, if the lender is governed by the rules and regulations set out by OSFI, and you have a heat lock and it is maxed or you've used it, in other words, you owe money on it and you're only paying interest only, that is going to be a thing of the past. They're going to implement some sort of amortization on that loan where you have to pay interest and a little bit back, like a second mortgage.
So I think this is Kevin Thompson here, realtor. I think that's it.
Sorry?
I think this is Kevin Thompson here.
Hang on.
No, this is Sarnia, Ontario. I'm not sure. Yeah, Kevin Thompson says, that's me. There he is, Kevin Thompson. He's got a house for sale here in Side Road, St. Clair, Ontario. Where's Bridgeton, Ontario?
That's out to Windsor.
Oh, so that's like 1,000,000 miles away.
Yeah, that's basically what house prices should be. Windsor, Essex, St. Clair, Bell River.
Okay. So this is... Kevin, is this you for real, buddy? He says, that's me. Yeah, it says it's him. Let me zoom this in a bit here. With good old Kevin Thompson. I think he...
Yeah, that's right, Kevin. The heat lock is an interest only till the end of the mortgage. That's right, and they're going to be changing that. In other words, you're going to have to go ahead and start paying more than just interest. And that's what's going to separate the boys from the men, and people are going to experiencing life at several what-the-you-know-whats per minute, and the party is over.
Yeah, party's... Oh, Jason Azevedo in the house! Jason, you said you were going to...
What's up, Jay?
Jay said he was going to call into the show.
I think he should. He seems like a pretty decent guy. He lives in the armpit of Canada. That's Windsor. He's not afraid to say it, and I love him for it. He's a good guy.
Yeah. Okay. We get him. So we got Kevin Thompson. There's our Kevin Thompson there in the comment section.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what a heat lock is. Yes, it's a demand loan, Kevin Thompson. Get ready, big boy.
Yeah, he's got to get ready. Yeah, Jason, let me know if you could call in, buddy. You know my Skype. Call in.
Yeah, Jay, I would appreciate Jay calling in. He's got a lot of information.
Say hello to my little friend!
They live in the Windsor, Essex, Bell River area. and I'm actually going to go visit all of them come spring, summertime, and yeah, it's good. I enjoy Windsor. I've been out to Windsor on a number of different occasions for work.
Okay. Right, fair enough. Okay. Okay, Steve, keep us on the pulse on what's going on. Let us know, and let me know when you're going to fly out here when the weather gets better. I'll have some work for you to do here. I'm just kidding.
No, it's all good. My pleasure. So good to be with you, Mike. Take care of yourself, and we'll talk real soon.
Okay, hasta la vista.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, bye. That's Steve giving us an update on homes that are losing value in huge numbers. Jason, it's Mike Martins, my name, 1980. Mike Martins, 1980. Message me on Skype, and I'll add you right now. You might have to message me a few times because for some bizarro reason, I don't get, because I have so many people on Skype now, they think I have like they're thinking I made some sort of a spam account. There we go. He just messaged me. There we go.
Hello?
Yo, Jay, what's up, buddy?
Hey, how are you? Doing pretty good.
Good. So you are in Windsor, Ontario, is that correct?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay. So what is going on there? I know you're not far from downtown Detroit. I think you could see it from your house. Can you?
Yeah, I can see the Renaissance building from my house, actually.
Cool. So what is happening down there that you could tell us?
Well, Windsor, Ontario, and the surrounding area, the inventory is really low right now. Windsor's housing prices haven't really budged that much in the past 3 years, but the inventory seems to be at an all-time low. But what I see the prices going up more is outside of the city. It seems to be where everybody wants to live.
Outside of the city. So you get a lot of people moving to the suburban, severely suburban. Windsor is semi-suburban because it's way away from the major city, but you are only a stone throw away from Detroit, too. So, I mean, away from Windsor. So how many miles away out of town are we looking at?
Well, it gets cheaper the farther you get away from, let's say, like from Windsor, the prices are pretty good, and then there's like an area of like, let's say,
Leamington.
50, yeah, about past Leamington, it starts to get cheap again, right when you get around Leamington. But from Leamington to Windsor, in between there, the prices are out of control.
Really?
Yeah, and that seems to be where everybody wants to live, like Amherstburg, Kingsville, Harrow, LaSalle.
Interesting. Wow. And do you own or rent right now, or what's your situation?
I've been renting for 10 years.
Okay.
I could buy right now, but not at these prices. It just doesn't seem like a good idea.
Yeah, you want to hold off on the sidelines for now.
Yeah, like I could go buy in Windsor, but like I don't want to live there. You know, right now I'm just south, 10-15 minutes south of Windsor, and I'm gonna stay put for now until prices kind of cool down. Kind of waiting for the inventory to rise. I think that's what's driving the housing prices to be so high. Is there's no inventory.
And that's what happened with the supply and demand issue they had in the big cities. So they kept blaming the supply and demand, and what they kept doing is they just kept building, and then contractors started rolling in and starting cranes everywhere, cranes at the left, cranes to the right, and now they have an oversupply, a glut on the market right now, and they don't know what to do with it. There's more on the market right now for sale. I'm afraid that the Windsor mayor or municipal government there will start saying, yeah, we need to start building. Let's start getting contractors in here. And if you wait long enough on the sidelines, things are just going to go down in price very fast.
Yeah. It seems this area is a couple of years behind from Toronto and Vancouver.
Oh, yeah, I would say because the average home is still in Vancouver. It's down, but it's still at 1.1 million for a detached bungalow, right?
Where's this?
In Vancouver.
Oh, yeah.
And Toronto's like 770 or 690 to 700,000 for a detached bungalow right now. And then how much would a detached bungalow be in Windsor?
You can get one under 150.
Oh, under $150?
Yep.
Wow, that's cheap like rice.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've seen them cheaper a couple of years ago, but because the inventory is so low, the price has shot up a little bit. Like just a couple of years ago, I was seeing them for under 100,000.
Wow. So that's like typical American home prices then.
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting.
But like
So
an average. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I just wanted to ask, what do you do in that part of Ontario? Like, what do you do for work? Are you like, do you work in a tech industry or something, or?
I'm a bricklayer.
Oh, good. Yeah, my uncles, I think all my uncles were bricklayers, and they did it really well with it. They lived a good life, paid off their homes, paid off their kids' colleges, and
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
And I notice a lot of the people buying homes around here, though, they already had a home, and they're just kind of like buying a new life for themselves. Like their kids moved out, and they just want a new place to live.
Ah, so you're starting to see. Do you see a lot of millennials moving down there because it's too expensive to live in the GTA?
Well, the houses I've been building, I haven't seen any millennials moving into them. They've all been retired people. All the new construction.
So it's the boomers.
Yeah, and all the big homes, like the really big fancy homes, they were all doctors, lawyers, pharmacy, technicians, and that sort of thing. But I don't see too many millennials building new. I do see them a little bit, but not as much as the retired folks. They seem to be the biggest purchasers of new homes.
Well, they're selling in the city, and they're getting out. They're getting out of Dodge.
Yeah.
So it's a smart thing to do because they're retired, right?
Yeah.
Especially if they created a bit of debt or a little bit of debt here, a little bit of auto loan here. Boom, consolidate, sell your home, consolidate, and buy yourself a bigger home for like $200,000.
Yep, some of them are buying the bigger homes, but the vast majority are actually getting into townhomes.
Oh, okay. That's smart, yeah.
There's been so many going up just outside of Windsor and LaSalle. There's been so many.
Interesting. And are there any American, like, how there's this American migrants or people coming from the States across the border? Are you seeing any of those people?
I have been seeing a lot of foreigners in the city of Windsor. Like when you go to a Tim Hortons, you see lots of Indian and mostly Indian. And just 5 years ago, I didn't see that. But now when you go to the city, you see a lot of foreigners.
Okay. So you got a lot of, but those border crossing people, with those people crossing the American to Canadian when we open.
I don't really see too many Americans in Windsor.
Okay, so you don't see a lot of Gucci bags?
Well, I go by license plates. I go by the license plates.
Okay. I go by Gucci bags and expensive cell phones and jewelry, because a lot of those people that are fleeing the United States.
Escalades.
Yeah, and Escalades and all that stuff. Yeah. That's good. I like how you're always in the comments on the show. That's really good.
Yeah, well, it's a big interest of mine right now to stay on top of it because I'm in the market, but I unfortunately can't buy in right now.
Well, I don't blame you. And unless you did what I did, I left the big city and I went to the cheapest town available, 2 hours away.
Yeah, I could do that too, but then I'd have a far drive to work every day, and I don't really want that. Yeah,
no, obviously not. No. You want simplicity, you want a good life, you want peace of mind, right?
Exactly. That's why I'm still renting.
Good for you. You know what? Remember that article I read last week that renting right now actually makes more sense than buying?
Yep.
Yeah, it does. It makes absolute total sense now, because the way things are headed, you can't catch a falling knife, right?
Exactly.
Right on. So, what do you think of Kevin Thompson in the comments, always talking about how prices keep going up?
Well, all my questions were answered today when I found out he was a salesman.
Oh, did you see his picture?
Yeah.
He looks so cute.
It all makes sense now.
There he is, Kevin Thompson. He looks so cute. Look at that. Nice shirt, nice jacket, shaved head. He's got a shaved head like me, Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure he's a good guy, but he's a salesman, and a salesman's gonna tell you, to buy.
Buy. So what do you have to say about the salesmen that that were putting up those videos that if you don't buy now, you're never gonna own?
Oh, it's more money in their pocket, right?
Yeah.
What do they have to lose telling people that?
But well, the reputation. But what do you think now? Do you think they're going to turn the other cheek and say, "Buy now, it's a buyer's market"?
I don't know.
I think they'll do that. I think they'll turn the cheek and say, "Buy now." But you told us if you don't buy, we'll never own. Well, no, you buy now. You know.
I think if they're wrong, they'll just point to the graphs and say, "Look, see, after 10 years, it's going to go up again. You're fine."
Yeah, 10, 15 years, unless our wages go up 70%.
Oh, I don't see that happening.
Yeah, of course. So that's always something we never see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, Jason. Thanks for any last words you wanna.
The only thing I have to say really is I think kind of this whole thing is the banks and the real estate agents. I think they're all kind of like going with this, and they took it too far. And I think when things do settle down, there's going to be a lot of people scratching their heads.
You see the newspaper front page of the newspaper?
Which one?
From the Western Australia, the one up on my screen. Sell, sell, sell. Now the banking report that was done.
Oh.
Yeah, they're calling for criminal charges of all these hundreds of people.
Yeah, I see that happening here too. Yeah. Maybe to not that extent, but
yeah, because if I did that, I'd be behind bars. I'm very lucky I'm not that kind of person, because I'd be behind bars right now. Mm-hmm. Anyways, brother, thanks so much for your call. I appreciate it. And yeah, anytime you want to call in, just let us know.
Okay.
Have a good one. Good luck.
Yep. Thank you. See ya.
See ya. So that was Jason Azevedo. So guys, I want everybody, at least if you're in the comment section, you have to call the show at least one time. At least one time. I have here Peter Otzinger is back. Peter, we have a picture of your friend Kevin Thompson. Here he is. Peter's watching on the slight delay. There's Kevin Thompson. Looking good. Looking flashy. I really hope I get to meet a lot of you guys one day, you know what I'm saying? Really hope I get to meet you guys one day. All right, here we go. Housing market. Door. Rising interest rates, B20 stress testing. Gun.
Okay. Say hello to my little friend.
That's what's going to happen to your housing market. Say hello to my little friend. Someone says zoom in more, Mike. Can't see his pores. Hold on. There you go, Kevin Thompson. Well, he's got nice eyes, too. Wow. Nice blue eyes. I'm jealous. I got, like, brown, green eyes. All right, guys, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Guys, don't forget to check out the Walking Journey channel.
Cheap. Dude, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen, and I wanted to show you guys.
We got to get some humor on the show. We're too serious.
This is people at Walmart kind of crap. Why would anybody spend their money on this crap? Let me show you guys something that they could do. See, you could change it to Spanish. It's the most stupidest.
Oh, I got a link from Jason here. Let's see what we got going on here. Hold on a sec. Let me open this in a new tab. American woman. Let's see what this is.
Hey, you want to be a farmer?
Here's a couple of acres.
Hey, you want to be a farmer?
You want to be a farmer?
Here's a couple of acres.
Yep, I remember that. I think that was from Last Action Hero. I think that was from Last Action Hero. I'm not 100% sure on that, guys. Da 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 da. All right. Don't forget to check out Walking Journey. Might go live later. Okay, guys, I wanted to throw this out there because it's kind of important. And we've been covering the west coast of the United States because it was completely bought out. Redfin, West Coast shifting to a buyer's market. Home buyers don't have last year's sense of urgency. Yep, you don't have the urgency anymore. Remember that? Who sang that song? Urgency. Talking about urgency. Although several housing markets were impacted by January's slow growth in home sales, new data from Redfin indicates the West Coast especially feeling the slowdown. So people living from San Diego, Tijuana border right up to King Olympia or King County, Seattle, Blaine, Washington, this is for you guys. According to the company, home sales in San Jose Metro took the average of 45 days to sell for a 4-week period ending January 27, an increase of 12 days from the time period 2018. So we're going to start noticing that the multi-million-dollar properties won't move. And you're going to start noticing that the, right here, if you pay attention to this, homes will be on the market longer before it sells. Notably, Seattle, Portland also experienced similar slowdowns. In Seattle, homes spent 47 days on the market, up 15 days from the same period last year. Homes in Portland took 50 days to sell, increasing 28 days from 1 year prior. Buyers this year don't have the same sense of urgency that was payable a year ago. Redfin agent Daniel Brooks said, buyers are not worried about losing out on homes and more than willing to wait for the seller to drop her price. Oh, her price. With front row seats to the rapidly changing market, 2019's buyer is a savvy and adapting quickly to new normal. In fact, Realtor.com revealed that 15% of U.S. listings experienced a price cut in January, which amounts to 2% year-over-year increase. So it's just under inflation, so look at that. So West Coast, if you're living on the West Coast of the United States, that article's for you guys. 6 million people have left California in the last 6 years, most of them moving to Reno, Nevada, Salt Lake City, Utah, Phoenix, Arizona, Fort Worth, Texas, baby. Woo! Okay, Dallas-Fort Worth housing market set to sizzle in 2019, Zillow says, and I say. Zillow says, and I say. Fort Worth, Texas is going to be the next Atlanta, the next Miami, the next LA. Let me break this down for you guys. In the 70s, the place to be was New York, Manhattan, New York, in the 1970s. In the 1980s, the place to be was Los Angeles, California, during the 80s retro era. The 90s, the place to be was Atlanta. Atlanta, for some reason, took off. It was just a great place to be. In the 2000s, the place to be, Miami. 2010s, the place to be, Phoenix. Now, the place to be, 2019, Fort Worth, Texas. Of all places. You would think Chicago. You'd probably think, Houston. But no. It's Fort Worth. Housing going up. 7th ranking. Best place in the United States to live. Still affordable pricing. And housing still at the $259,000 range. Seeing the biggest increases right now. Fort Worth, Texas is where all the jobs are. Fort Worth, Texas is where a lot of Californians are migrating to. Fort Worth, Texas is the place to be. I calling it Zillow's calling it. I've been forecasting this. I brought up Fort Worth several times in the show. Portland's affordable housing crisis, what's being done? So, again, a lot of people are having a really tough time. Middle class, too. Median income people can't afford to buy in Portland. Portland is crashing at $407,000 peak from November of 2017. So Portland is crashing, and it's seeing a mass exodus to Salt Lake City, Utah. And I got to put a little bit of good news in the show, guys, tonight. I really need to. I need to. Kansas City refuses to let veterans stay homeless, builds them their own town for free. You see, only in Kansas, only in America, the American dream. Look at this. Look at that. During an emotional ribbon-cutting ceremony, the Veterans Community Project received the City Council's final blessing. The power was turned on in the newly designed homes. Look at that. Look at that, people. I got some good news on this show tonight. Veterans in Kansas, the community built everybody a little home with a little bathroom, all little homes. Look, they're cute, too. Enough room to park your bike, your car, your whatever. And, you know, you got your beautiful, see? You got your entrance, you got your little window, you got your chair to sit in there, a little couch, a bed, TV. I mean, power turned on. I'm happy that America's doing something for their people. Stop waiting for governments to do stuff. Start doing stuff for your community. Don't, I hope the government helps these people. No, you go help these people. So, that's nice. Kansas City refuses to let veterans stay homeless. I love that. That's how it works, guys. I'm really proud of what the United States, how the people are starting to pick up the pieces and fix so much land. Jump on a plane. Oh, I'm in a big city, in an airport. Look, there's all these people. Jump on a plane. See how much land mass you go between cities. How much land and unconquered territory you see when you're in a plane. Look out the window. Holy crap, where are the people? What's this overpopulation? There's nobody for thousands of miles till you hit the next city. The next another 400 miles, another city. And little specks when you're in the plane. Oh, look at all that land. Wonder where all the people went. That's the American way right there. Right there. U.S. consumer confidence slides while housing sale continues to rise. So there are pockets in the United States where you're seeing housing going up still. Pockets of New York, always going to be red hot. You're going to have pockets of Beverly Hills, Hollywood Hills. You're going to have pockets in Santa Barbara. You're going to have pockets everywhere. West Palm Beach, east of 95. The usual bull market successfully weathers a number of tests until considered invulnerable, whereupon it is ripe for a bust. That's George Soros, 1930. Banking establishments are more dangerous than standing armies, and that the principle of spending money to be paid by posterity under the name of funding is but swindling fruitariety on a large scale. That's Thomas Jefferson, 3rd U.S. President, 1743 to 1826. That's from a letter to John Taylor of Carolina. Financial markets will find and exploit hidden flaws, particularly in untested new innovations, and do so at the time that will inflict the most damage on most people. That's from Raymond F. DeVoe, Jr., market strategist. DeVoe Report, March 30th, 2007. It is incredible. that with a very strong dollar and virtually no inflation, the outside world blowing up around us, Paris is burning, China way down, the Fed is even considering yet another interest rate hike. Take the victory, Donald Trump tweet. December 18th, 2018. You see how everything becomes handwritten to letters now through reports online, and now it's tweets? Innovation of how information gets sent out is just phenomenal. Auckland houses, I covered this last week, but I need to tell it for people that didn't see the show last week. Auckland house sales slump 20% as foreign buyer ban hits the market. So foreign buyer ban is in effect in Auckland, New Zealand right now, and it's only been implemented for 4 months, and the market's already down 20%. What a massive income. What a massive change in price. Wow. Modern day slavery, yeah, that's what I call it. Modern esclavação. I used to say that in my documentaries. The invisible handcuffs is what it is. Debt. RBA, Royal Bank of Australia, says it could cut interest rates over weakening economy. You raise interest rates, you're not gonna inflate the bubble again. Yeah. Robbing Peter to pay back Paul. What are you, out of your tree? You're robbing Peter to pay back Paul. You going ahead and lowering interest rates is just going to damage the economy further. You're going to see the next morning in the markets, Australian dollar takes another kick in the pants. Why? Because you're not hedging against this damn inflation. You already built one phony economy on one other phony economy.
Looking forward, there are scenarios where the next move in the cash rate is up, and there are other scenarios where it's down. Over the past year, the next move is up scenarios were more likely than the next move is down scenarios. Today, the probabilities appear to be more evenly balanced. We'll be monitoring developments in the labour market particularly closely. If Australians are finding jobs and their wages are rising more quickly, it's reasonable to expect that inflation will gradually lift and that it will be appropriate to lift interest rates at some point. On the other hand, it is possible that the economy is softer than we expect and that income and consumption growth disappoint. In the event of a sustained increase in the unemployment rate and a lack of further progress towards the inflation objective, lower interest rates might be appropriate at some point.
They're already at record historically low prices. What more do they want to do? It doesn't make any sense. The bank left the official rate steady at 1.5% on Tuesday following its first meeting of the year. But that followed a string of poor key data releases in recent days. Of course, they're not going to give you the full story. Of course, they're not going to get the full story. Of course, including an acceleration in the fall in house prices across Sydney and Melbourne. Well, you don't say. Financial markets already put the chance of rate cut this year better to a 50-50 even though the RBA has maintained until today that it's most likely to move would be to increase the cash rate. Here we go, dollar dip. Australian dollar dipped about 0.5 cent against the US dollar. There it is. Boom. They announced after the governor's speech right here. Boom. And that's it. The last price sitting right there. Markets are open right now in Australia. It is Thursday afternoon there. They're almost headed into their Friday. Over the past year, the next move is up. Scenarios were most likely then the next move is down scenarios. Today, the probabilities appear to be more evenly balanced. I don't think so. But you know what, guys? To be in absolute fairness with you guys, exports do become attractive with a weaker dollar, but imports become super expensive for people that produce in the country, unless they're shipping out their iron ore and then buying it back from China at a loss. That would be nuts. Australian auction clearance rates began the year as they finished last week. Week. Oh my God, these people are entrenching in this mud. What are they doing? Australian auction clearance rates remain weak, sitting just above the record lows reported late last year. Auction volumes, as usual the case at this time of the year, are incredibly low at present, meaning it would be hard to get a firm read on the market conditions for several weeks. In January, Australian capital city home prices fell 1.2%, following a 1.3% drop in December. Those declines are faster than any point in the current downturn. CoreLogic will release a separate data on early price movements in early February later today. So I am looking very forward to seeing this. According to the preliminary figures released by CoreLogic, 47.8% of homes across Australia capital cities sold either before or after auction last week, a small improvement on levels seen late last year. In the same corresponding week in 2018, CoreLogic's preliminary combined capitals clearance rate was revised from 67.7% to a final figure of 62%. 48.9% of houses sold at auction during the week, marginally above the 44% level for apartments. Remember, guys, apartments are always cheaper product. They're always going to drive up the benchmark prices because people think, hey, man, hey, we're selling a lot, I say. You know, it's good, really lucrative business, I say. You want in or what? It's important to note that the volumes are significantly lower than that they were seeing at the end of last year, and clearance rates are generally less indicative over periods such as low activity, CoreLogic said. As a number of auctions is held increases over the next few weeks, we'll be able to get a firmer perspective on the auction conditions for 2019. Well, Australia is going to be heading into fall in a couple of months. Oh, in a month. In a month. Australia is going to be heading into fall season. And it's not looking good at all because they were supposed to have this powerful spring sales. We're in pretty much midsummer there. They got a month, maybe 5-6 weeks of summer left, and they're heading into the fall. And it's just not working out. Just not happening like it was at the peak. Interest rates are going to go up. Mortgage broker fury at Banking Inquirer Commission crackdown. So Royal Commission demands complete overhaul. So let's see what this has to say. I think this is full of music. So Royal Commission has been investigating what's been happening in Australian banks and the amount of fraud that's been going on and garbage. And here's the front page of today's Australia's newspaper. Oh, prison, baby, prison. Not jail, prison. Where you get put away and never heard from again. So you guys heard about the commissions. A lot of mortgage brokers are basically going to lose their commissions now, and they have these ongoing commissions, which I've never heard of, but in Australia, where the mortgage broker gets a little bit of commission every month as a payment's made on the mortgage that they placed. Wow. Someone's living it big. It's starting to bite now. Builders worry about slowdown again in Australia. Buyer defaults, falling housing starts, and sliding prices are just some of the signs of weakness in the nation's property market that may prompt a reverse Bank of Australia to lower interest rates. And they did. Well, they kept it the same. RBA Governor Philip Lowe said on Wednesday, signaled the bank now believed that probability of the next move in interest rates being up or down was more evenly balanced, partially due to concerns about the slowdown in housing investment. Guys, do you remember the article I read for you guys? Let me go to my channel here. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. This article here. It's getting a lot of buzz. It has 2,200 views. YouTubers. Vancouver's crashing, and the article is the lack of foreign buyers to blame for plummeting home prices? So guys, you can lower interest rates all you want. The common Australian can't afford. I mean, if they think they could afford on a low six-figure income, they're fooling themselves. So here it is. There's the video. It's got 2,273. It's got 107 likes and 4 dislikes on it. And the comments are on fire on this video. Just nuts. Nuts, nuts. Lots of stories from people here. And 118 comments. Foreign buyers to blame for plummeting home prices. Guys, you want to check this one out here. Because a lot of people are saying, oh, you know, we're going to lower rates or we're going to keep rates the same so investors don't get spooked. But guess what, people? There's no more capital flows coming out of Australia anymore. Here's Kevin Thompson there. Ah, good old KT. Mr. E saying the lie spun is what they stick to. Oh, yeah. You never veer course. You lie, 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 lie. A tangle web they weave. That's what Mr. E is telling us here. Mr. Magoo, I can still see you. Yeah, he looks like Mr. Magoo. You may be blind, but I can still see you. People want me to zoom in again. There it is, Kevin Thompson. 2-time world champ. Gotta admit, he does have nice eyes, though. And the story of the night that made my night, it's a good one tonight. Kansas City refuses to let veterans stay homeless, builds their own home, or their own town for free. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. I like that. See, that's the story for tonight. Very happy that Americans are doing this and not waiting on their government for a handout and actually picking up the pieces and, you know, working. So, story of the night. And this is the housing crisis. Housing crisis. The door. And that gun right there is rising interest rates, stress tests, and lack of foreign capital coming on shore.
Do you want to play rough? Okay. Say hello to my little friend.
Right there, you say hello to my little friend. Don't forget to check this out. Vancouver's crashing. Guys, please don't forget to check out my channel. If you can donate to the tip jar, that's great. Thank you guys. I just passed 8,000 subscribers today. Also, I want to, if you can't donate, which is fine, you could also share one of my videos. That's all I ask. Find a video you like. Find something here on my main channel you like. And go ahead and share that if you don't mind. Just to get the word out, right? Don't forget to watch my series, Game Store Business from Scratch. You get to see the business I built from scratch. And starting a home business from scratch, which is very successful. Given that you have the right suppliers, given that you've done your research. Very quite lucrative way of making it from home. And I'm very surprised how well I'm doing with that. And there's my Living the Dream series. And there's my video game reviews. I like doing this kind of stuff. It's just stuff I like doing, right? I like doing this stuff because it's stuff I like doing. Yeah. Let me know what you guys think, guys. I really would like to know in the comments below. That's it, guys. It's 2 hours. Terry says, I tell people. Good. Everyone, find a video on my main channel here, the Mike Martins channel. Find something. I don't care. There's so many. If you don't like the housing stuff too much, we got Rants and Lifestyle. We got, like, Uber discussion. We got It's Freezing. Who votes? This is a good one. Who votes for these people? Like, I've spoken to maybe 800, 1,000 Americans since the 2016 elections, right? I still haven't met a single person that voted for Hillary. Never. So, like, who votes for these people? You know what I'm saying? And, oh yeah, entitled drivers. Oof. Really good one. That one caused a bit of a stir. Anyways, find something, share it, guys. That's all I ask. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna check on my kids. And Matt Guy, if you can, I need you on the show next week. Jason Azevedo called in this week. So I need everyone that comments in the comment section at least one time in their history to call in. Where did my super chat go, Mike? I want to use... oh, yeah, you know what happened? Okay, guys, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go on eBay. Okay? I'm going to go on eBay. And I'm going to create an item for 99 cents and put up 50 of them in stock. And I'm going to create another item for $5 and put it in stock. And then I'm going to put an item for $10 and put it in stock. You can go to my eBay store and you could buy the item, right, for $1. And then you just donate $1 to the store. And I'll mark it as shipped. I'm going to do that because I thought about that the other day. And then mark it as shipped. And then make it like a donation thing until I get caught. I don't think it's wrong. I don't think there's nothing... I mean, eBay is getting their commission, and so is PayPal. So I don't think they really care. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, that's what I'll do. I'll create a few... A 1, a 5, a 10, and a $20 donation on eBay as an item. And then you could just buy the item, check out the cart, and use your credit card. And anyone in the world could do it. You don't have to have PayPal anymore. I think I'll do that. Because some people have already asked me if they could just send me crypto. If they could. I mean, yeah. But it's a bit of work doing this. You know what I'm saying? There's Kevin Thompson, another scam. Good old KT. I'm going to put this picture up in my, man, I should have it behind me here, you know? Because when he's in the comments, you know, I got him watching over me, you know? But, good old Kevin Thompson. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below if you enjoyed the show. Everybody, you need to call in at least once. Someone's saying you should do some merch, hats and hoodies. There's services for hats. Yes, I have it, but I could only do it on my main channel. I can't do it on this little channel. This little channel won't work. I'll design a shirt where you guys could get it delivered to your house. I'll probably do one Mike in the Night, trends in the housing market. Yeah, need to buy a new mic first, but sounds good. We'll definitely be visiting the shop in the summer, Mike. Good. Someone says, I have a meme you should use. Yeah, message me the meme. Yeah. Ooh, a Left 4 Dead shirt. Or lean on a shovel. Okay, guys, look out for the donation. I'm going to have to figure out how to do it so you could select a price on eBay. This way everyone could, instead of having to have PayPal every time. Yeah, I'm going to figure something out, guys. Me and Evan, we'll talk behind the scenes. Evan's got ideas, too. Maybe we could work something out. What else? Held for review. Oh, Anon. Let me put this here. Why is it show? Okay, he left the thing here. Let's see what this is he left me.
Chief, I found Parker.
Where you been? Looking for you all morning.
Oh, it looks like it's Spider-Man stuff. I'll get shut down quick in a heartbeat with that. I don't want to get shut down quick in a heartbeat, guys. This is my backup channel. You guys need to remember that. This might be my retirement channel if all goes well. Anyways, guys, good night. Have a good night. If you're just signing in, go ahead and scroll back to the beginning of the show. Lots of good content on here tonight. Share this when it goes up on the main channel, guys. Main channel. When this is up on the main channel tomorrow. Good night. Thank you so much. And don't forget to join me on Saturday night with Mike in the Night. Thank you.